as you can see, we're stuck behind traffic. Everyone's trying to turn into the university because it's the first day of orientation and everyone needs to check in and stuff. And so that's what we're doing right here. It's just kind of a glimpse as to Austin traffic, the usual. And if you can kind of see where people are turning in, there's a sign there, and people are basically waving us down. See, as you can see right there, they're just like, orientation's over here. So yeah, that's what that is. So now I've actually already done the whole check-in process, and I couldn't really vlog that part because a lot of people and very exciting and very busy. But here I'm actually on a tour because I had a good hour and a half of free time before I had to go to my first required event. And yeah, so this is just some footage from that. And there's a fountain on the side. And yeah, so I remember almost none of the information that was given on the tour, but very nice to just kind of walk around and see the campus and stuff. So this is actually the end of the day. Like, this is kind of one of the last events as we're kind of switching in between. And this street is like the main area where orientation is basically centered at. You get very familiar with the street. And in a little bit, I'm going to talk a little bit more in detail about the first day. So I actually didn't really vlog a lot of the first day, mainly because it was so jam-packed with event after event, and each like kind of lecture was very, very full and had a lot of information, and I just didn't really have the time just sit there and record and worry about recording. Well, now this is going to be a vlog of the next day, and yeah, I'm going to be talking there, so see you later. Hey guys, again, so I'm in my room right now in Chester West, and I'm just hanging out. I'm by myself. I have time till about 2 o'clock. I have a FRI meeting, which is Freshman Research Initiative, and that's anybody can do as a freshman, get in, and then you can continue it throughout your second and third year, even becoming a mentor your third year, and it's really neat. I was really glad I was able to do that, but I get to learn more about it later at 2. After that, I have a UT Transform, or U-Transform, I think that's what it's called, and I'm not really sure about what that's about, but everyone has to go to at least one of the sessions. There's 4 of them throughout these last 2 days, so everyone has to go to one, and that's the one I'm going to go to since I have so much free time. Oh, and I got another shirt earlier after my one-on-one advising with my tip advisor, which is really, really helpful, so I have an idea of what classes I'm going to be taking and stuff like that, so I'm really relieved. So there's that. I'll be taking Chemistry 301 and Bio 311. And since I'm a tip scholar, you have so many reserved seats for certain classes, which is really great. So I don't really have to worry about getting into a chemistry class or an NSC, which is the required class for being a tip scholar. And with the NSC it's linked to my chemistry class. So basically, you have your chemistry class full of 100 plus people, and then your NSC is a discussion with a smaller group of people in your tip scholars program as well, and y'all kind of study together and talk about stuff and go over the lecture and stuff like that. So that's really, really neat that I'll be around a lot of familiar faces, even though I'm gonna be in a big class and then stuff like that. So even my roommate today, not for the fall, her name is, well, I don't know if she wants me to tell her name, and she's really, really cool. I really like her. She is also a neuroscience major, and she's pre-med, and she's not here right now, and she's also a tip scholar, so, and we also have the same mentor or advisor, and so that's really, really cool. That worked out really well. I don't know what else to do. Oh, you can see the tower from here. There's a tower. I just realized that. It's so cool. And this is my setup. Well, my roommate's part, my part, with a bunch of t-shirts that I got that are clean, but I'm just trying to have them there. And then this is for, because I took summer classes at my community college. I had to speed through everything, especially the last week. I had to basically study ahead for my final because my psychology class is online. Like, we have in-class lectures, which is like an hour and 20, an hour and a half, I think, or was, and but all the assignments were online. So yeah, and like I told her about my orientation and stuff. I couldn't do much of anything, but just tell me to take it. And so at the time I was just like kind of freaking out, but like now that I know that all my stuff is more on day 1 and not so much day 2, I am much happier because I know today I will have time for it. It's just about a matter of making time. I might have to sacrifice some of the activities that are going on today, but they're not required, so it's like I need to really get this final done and stuff. So right now, in the meantime, before my FRI meeting, I'm going to look at UGS, which is undergraduate studies classes that I could take, which are like basically classes required for my being a TIP scholar and being a ULN, which is a University Leadership Network participant. And so I'm looking at that because these are the classes that fill up in like seconds, I would say. So, because they're more of like what you're interested in, and a lot of people want, like for instance, people that are in CNS want, or College of Natural Science, probably want to do the doctor-patient relationship, which UGS, so that's a very popular class. Unfortunately, I can't take it because I have classes conflicting with that, so I have to look for some other ones. But yeah, been doing that. And that's really it, honestly. If you want, well, you don't have much of a choice. So these are the shirts I got these past 2 days. I don't think we're gonna get one tomorrow, but this one is the CNS shirt. It's says Texas Science on it, and it has, I think, College of Natural Sciences. It says CNS Cornerstones, and the cornerstones is basically the whole close-knit small groups that UT is very good at incorporating and making sure everybody passes and has the right resources and has basically no excuse to be failing. And very, very helpful. Ooh, we found a way to use both hands. Okay. And yeah, it has a little Longhorn on one sleeve. I don't want to unfold it because I just folded it. And then it has the 21 because I'm class of 21. And yeah. One funny thing that I found out, well, like kind of assumed as I was here these past few days, is that UT, like, compared to A&M, we don't take the rivalry as seriously as A&M does. Drastically, like, there's no orange anywhere to be found in College Station. But here, like, people wear maroon. Like, it's just a maroon shirt. Like, it's not, oh yeah, A&M. It's just kind of like, whatever. And, but anyway, that's that shirt. And then this shirt is the first shirt we got. It says Hooked on Texas, and it says students. And I don't think it has anything on the back. It just has the 21 thing again on the sleeve. And this was the first thing we got when we walked down from the garage and we were going toward the check-in. They had a stand and they were just handing out to students and stuff. And then this one I got today is the Tip Scholars shirt, and it's really cute, and it's probably one of my favorites. It's Tip Scholar, and then it has that stuff that I will probably get familiar with in the next few years, or this coming fall probably. I probably need to know these things, or the whatever. Anyway, oh, I don't know if it has a little 21 thing on it. No, it doesn't. It doesn't have anything on the sleeves. It's fine. And then this one I bought. It just says home, and it's a big Texas. Maybe I shouldn't do this for y'all. So this is what it looks like. UT Orientation Hall. Just kidding. But yeah, it doesn't have anything on the back. It was like, yeah, I like it. I don't have, honestly, I had more A&M t-shirts than I do UT t-shirts. I think I had one before coming here today, honestly. And so yeah, I'm glad that I got these shirts. And yeah, I'm happy for all the free stuff too. I still really want a water bottle. Like, I really, really want a water bottle. And I'd probably buy one, but I'm kind of hoping that there's free ones. But there was some, but I was just doing other stuff at the same time, so I couldn't go. Like, I didn't even have time to go and like try to finesse one out. And so yeah, I don't have one yet. But if anything, worst comes to worst, I'll just buy one. Oh, this was I don't know if y'all care, but this was a chai latte. It's one of my favorite things. So yeah, I'm just gonna get back to doing my courses, and it's gonna be one. And yeah, just gonna do that. But yeah, you check in and get your name tag. When you show your ID, you get to see like, hey, yeah, this is me and stuff like that. And then you go and then you get your meal card, because they give you, I think, $35 on for orientation, and it's usable in the Jester Java. So yeah, here they'll have your stuff, like what you're gonna be doing the first day. And literally I found out all this stuff at noon, so I had most of the day to just kind of like, what am I doing? But I did have time for a tour, which I've said earlier, and then the wing meeting, and then the Longhorn State of Mind thing, kind of like welcoming and stuff like that. And then while all that was going on, they had the family orientation, and so my family was doing that and saw some of those first. But the main session was with my college, and that was at 1 with my college meeting, and that was from 1 to 3. So it was pretty long, but it was also interesting. They had a lot of information about the college, like UT, and what it's accomplished, and like the students that are doing really good things, and like the different paths that people took. Like I know there's one kid, I think his name was Santiago Benavides, and I think that was his name. But he was a physics major, if I'm wrong, correct me, but he was a physics major. He graduated, I think, last year with his bachelor's, and I think in his junior or senior year, he went on like a study abroad in Paris. It was either Paris or Peru, so just keep that in mind, one of those two. And he did a master's program there, and he got his master's there in physics, I think, still. And then he came back, and now he is starting his PhD program at MIT, which is pretty damn good. So that was one of the few people that they talked about that are doing great things, like have gotten such a well foundation at UT and are doing more at other places and stuff like that. And the study abroad is something I am very interested in. Like I really want to do that, and I have been getting emails about, hey, we know you're interested and stuff like that, and it's just a matter of I guess picking, like not really picking, but like seeking more information, which is something I'll probably talk about later on, like through my college career, because right now I'm more focused on registering for classes for the fall and getting through my first year and stuff like that. I'm a neuroscience major, so for my major I had to take a UT math assessment because I had a calculus credit required for my major, and I also had to take a stats assessment, which I didn't even know about until that day. I was like, what? And so like no one really knew, but it wasn't hard. But yeah, they kind of like brief you about the registration processes. There was three different speakers in the college meeting, and then the third speaker kind of talked about the registration processes, and then processes. Is that how you say it? Yeah, processes. Yeah, and so they did that. And then we, in that same room, they passed out the math assessment and passed out pencils to people who needed them, and it was a non-calculator test. And it was 30 questions, and they gave you an hour and 15 to do 30 questions, which is pretty good enough time. And so right when you finished, you were welcome to leave. And right after you finished, you had to go take your stats assessment, if it was applicable to you, of course. And so it was for me, and it was for my roommate as well. And so I took math, and that's not hard. Like they give you like UT, like this is what different from A&M. Sorry for the comparison, but yeah, with UT and the UT math assessment, in the summer, or like when you're applying, they kind of tell you, okay, you need to take this, and we have modules for you that you have to get, and you have to take the practice, like the warm-up basically, which is like a review and a test over any like topics that are going to be on the math assessment and stuff. And that really helped. And they give you like, it's basically like the small class, honestly. Like they're like, okay, here's trig, and they give you so many questions to do and so many videos to watch and stuff like that. Like it's very interactive. Well, I take that back, it's not entirely interactive, but it is something that is very useful to be studying for. And they give you a lot of modules and stuff, and a lot of people didn't do all of them.
and some people only did the warm-up and just forgot about it. And but yeah, I did all of them before. I finished all of them in like mid-June, I think. So, but that was because I felt like we had to do all of them because I knew I wasn't gonna have time if I had waited, because all of June I was going to be busy with my classes, and then all of July I was probably going to dedicate to my chemistry stuff, and I'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, the UT stuff, we did that, and then the stats test was only 10 questions, and I don't know how long you had for that because they didn't really say, or I can't remember, but it didn't take long at all to do, and then turn those in, and then yeah, I don't even know my stats score. Oh shoot, I just remember that shit. Yeah. Hey guys, so it's actually 2 a.m. right now. I just got done making backups to my backups for my classes tomorrow because registration's at 2 for me, and I am really tired. And so I went to UT Transform thing. After that, that was around a little bit before 6. And we missed our OA dinner. It wasn't required by them, so we just waited till 6. Was it 6? No, 7:30. Yeah, we just hung out till like 7:30 to our OA or our wing meeting, and the next session was Horns Up and Hearts Open, and that was a lot about just accepting diversity, like people's different backgrounds, like whether you're transgender, bi, gay, straight, any race or ethnicities and religions, and like kind of speaking up about them and kind of debunking the stereotypes, and just like it was like a play basically, and it was really, really inspirational, and I really loved it. And also mental illnesses, which is it really hits close to home for me. So yeah. This was one of the least favorite things of mine, is that I didn't even know I had to take a stats assessment. I don't think anybody in the room knew that who did or didn't have to take a stats assessment until they got in that room and realized that when it says stat assessment on the paper that we got earlier, that means you have to take it. And I wasn't made aware of that at all, not even in the UT pre-orientation checklist or anything like that. So that kind of threw me off guard. It kind of made me a little nervous, and but it was not hard at all. It was like 10 questions, took like 5 to 10 minutes, honestly. And you find out your scores when you meet with your advisor one-on-one, which is also a really cool thing. You have an advisor you can meet with during your orientation one-on-one and talk about, okay, what are you doing, like this, that, and the other, like how many credits, like any questions that you have, they get answered. And after that, we walk back to Jester, and there's actually like a fair going on with like organizations, and we actually missed a lot of that because it was basically dinner time, and my parents were there, my grandma and my dad was there, and they were having barbecue in the gym, Gregory Gym. And so I went to go meet up with them, ate, and by the time I got out, all of the tables were swiped, everything was clean, like everything was over already. So that was kind of upsetting because everyone in CNS, you either barely got to see the organizations or not at all. Like, I think I got maybe 2 flyers, but just because some people came up to me as I was walking to my dorm to put my stuff up and go meet my parents. And so that was also kind of like, okay. Another very important thing that I realized after registration, I had 11 backups for my UGS classes, and every single one of them failed. Excuse me. And the only one that worked was the one that was reserved for me from the tip scholars. I highly recommend you try to get into some kind of cornerstone, which is kind of like tip scholars or yall, which I mentioned in the video, and really focus on trying to get the ones that you want, of course, but also don't be surprised if you don't get them, honestly. And get a good computer. Don't bring, I've seen some people at orientation that brought their tablets, like their iPads, and just have like a keyboard attachment to them, which is great for taking notes, but not so great for registration. And so highly, just because it's hard to copy and paste on an iPad. Excuse me. So I would just use a laptop. if you can use it. And they also have computers there if you get there quick enough and like get there and stuff. So that's my advice. I didn't know anybody that weren't in a cornerstone because I was always surrounded by mine, but I can't imagine how they figured this stuff out because literally the tip scholars helped us out so much, and like I didn't have to worry about like at least 3 classes for sure because they were reserved. So that makes a big difference. The registration literally took 2 minutes, and the last day, that's all you have to do. Unless you still have to do your UTE-ID still. Registration is all you have to do. So after that, Martin came to pick me up, and we took our time coming home. We went to the mall. A little bit, and then I didn't really vlog any of that because I was so tired. And this was really just about the orientation. And if there's any questions that any of y'all have, if you made it this far, please comment down below. And I'll be happy to answer them the best I can. And there's a few things that I left out because for the sake of a long video, and this is already going to be a very long video. But for sure, if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them as best I can. So. Ooh, what's this? No dumping drains on Critter Creek. Oh, I thought that could be removed. I thought that was something cool. I was like, oh, what is that? But you can't pick it up because it's glued on the cement thingy. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, and I authorize. Successfully updated. So I is done. Oh no! eProxy allows a holder of an upgraded to authorize another holder of a UTIC. No. Ain't nobody gonna see my shit. I didn't sign up for that, just saying. And sorry, I'm awkward as hell.